Stacy and Marquis, all in favor?
Aye.
I need a motion to approve the minutes for the special ed meeting that was dated March 10th.
Special meeting of the Board of Education.
Special meeting of the Board of Education, that was March 10th, sorry.
That's okay.
You said Peter, and who else?
I will.
Jim? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, we do have some communications for this evening.
Shaylin has to submit the RSVP for the Quest R3 annual meeting. I know Peter said he can make it.
What night is that?
Third,
What date is the full on though?
second.
It's the 2nd of April, it's a Wednesday
Oh,
night.
second, you're right. The third is something else.
I can do it.
Yes.
Okay.
Count me in. What time is it again? That wasn't English, sorry.
I believe that it's 5:30 are the appetizers, and then 6 o'clock the meeting begins.
It's in your email.
6 I can be there, yeah.
Food's pretty good.
5:30 is cutting it close.
Definitely worth going if you haven't been. They've been on a really nice job. Nice to see what they offer at BOCES.
As you can see, I'll be right at 6 o'clock, so.
Got it?
That's a shrimp.
The food's gonna love it, you know.
Okay.
I think if I got there at 5:35, you'd eat all the shrimp anyway, so.
And then,
5:30.
There's a leadership and education event for NYSBA on August 1st and 2nd. Peter and I went to that last year. It was very informative. Just want to know, please take a look at your calendars and let us know if we can register you for that.
Where is it being held, Joe?
Desmond.
At the Desmond.
No, I'm sorry, yeah, right.
Yes.
And I would attest, it really was very informative.
That was a weekend, though, wasn't it?
I think it is.
Yeah,
Thought it was a Friday, Saturday, right?
Yeah,
that's a weekend.
but they packed a lot into it.
It's a Friday and a
Semantics,
Saturday.
guys. Semantics, we're getting hung up here.
We'll get back to you. Thank you, Joe. I do have some Board of Ed items. I just wanted Peter to share out on some things that he's got to share with us.
Yeah, a couple school boards, pieces of information, Joe already covered one with the leadership and education. Their annual conference also comes up October 23 to 25 in the Big Mango. We went last year. I thought it was, I've done a lot of conferences in my life. That was a great conference. The trade show was terrific. The kinds of speakers I had. So if our board members can see their way to get there, it's a great opportunity for us to, I hate to say bond, but to bond, get to know each other, do some things together educationally. So I would encourage anybody who can do it. I also forwarded to all of you a survey from school boards on issues that they're trying to get reactions to so they can start forming next year's legislative and policy agenda. I would encourage, I think Friday's the deadline, the 21st. And there's also, I forwarded to you earlier, a letter from the executive director of school boards about an action item to contact our legislators about the transactions going on with the state budget, the positions that we've taken as an organization. There's a link there, just kind of click it and it will automatically send to the governor and to McDonald and Jake Ashby, our senator. Easy as pie, just click it, sign your name and send. So we're trying to get a number of people, the more people that write, the better. Lastly, and I thank Jen for her time on this, I'm going to do something that's probably never been done here before, but I'm going to show you my socks. This is National Down Syndrome Awareness Week, and Friday is National Down Syndrome Awareness Day. And one of the things that the Association, the Down Syndrome Network does is encourage people to wear silly socks on the 21st of March. I'm blessed to have a grandson who's been diagnosed with Down syndrome, and it's allowed me to learn a lot about a disability I didn't know anything about. It's also opened my eyes to the characteristics of other kids with other disabilities and what they need from us. And I want to take an opportunity, one, to recognize my grandson for, in 8 years, overcoming a lot of what he was thrown at with Down syndrome, but also to recognize the parents who have to come and deal with us on getting services for their kids, and for those kids especially who are doing what they can in school with whatever disabilities they present with. And lastly, especially seeing we have so many tenures, to be thankful for the teachers and staff who work with kids with disabilities. And I just thought this was a good time with Down Syndrome Week to recognize all those. There's so many pieces. I've never been to a CSEs, I'm not supposed to be there, but to think about the things that have to go on, the pieces that you put together, it's a testament to the talents and energy and commitment of everybody who does that. So my thanks to all of them. That's my rattle. I said it would be a minute.
You did well.
See, you're in.
There you go.
Hey.
Happy duck socks. Just for you.
Any other items or action items? No? Okay, so we're gonna go right into reports. I think we'll start with, Bill. You back there?
Yep.
Yeah, hi.
Off and running this week with spring sports, JV and varsity started. It's been nice. A couple of them got outside today, which was really nice. That merger that we decided to do for baseball looks like it's gonna be great. We have a couple kids going over there that get to play that wouldn't get to play. We have varsity here. We've had a couple Loudonville kids come over here. Was a little worried last week when we went to Joe and Dom and talked about our mod numbers, and like by the end of that day, I had already signed up 7 more kids. So I think we'll be fine with all our spring sports with numbers. And track and field, their numbers look great. The winter season, wrapping it up, we had several kids make All-Stars this year. Andrew Alvarado for boys basketball, Julia Melchior, Isabella Ortiz, and Octavia Edwards, all for girls wrestling, which finished very strong. It was nice to see. And Aiden LaBelle for bowling. Track and field, we're gonna host our first ever invitational here on Saturday, April 26th. If anybody's around, wants to help out, we could always use volunteers, but it should be a nice event. And those do a pretty good job. They do their own invitationals and use our facility. Now they're gonna run one for the school, so it should be a good event that day. And then our athletic award ceremony is gonna be on May 29th this year.
Appreciate it. All right, I think our next report is Megan.
Thank you, Jen. First, I'm actually gonna go on the last item on my board report, which is the update on the EFS and roof capital project. So I don't have for you tonight a board resolution, but I wanted to prepare you for a resolution that will be on April's agenda. It's essentially a resolution to protect the district for standardization, because we did this wonderful pilot project. We have the metal panels on the side of the school by the loading dock. We have the new roof. We want to make sure that we are standardizing and making sure that we're getting the same warranty that we already have with those products. So we want to standardize the products, the materials, and ensure that we're getting the same or better product as we move forward into the next stages of the project. And we're going to be going out to competitive bid. But what this resolution will do is ensure that we are protecting ourselves and guaranteeing that we are going to obtain the same products and materials and warranty that we already have on the building. We have a fully adhered TPO roof. We have wonderful metal panels that have strict specifications. We want to make sure that we receive the same quality for the rest of the project. And we don't want to be in a position that we're in now, where we have less than stellar products that are on the roof, or on the siding and the materials. We also want to make sure that the labor's complete and it's done correctly and it's not sloppy. And we also want to make sure that there isn't any more finger pointing like we've experienced. So this is a resolution that you'll see in April. It'll be a rather lengthy resolution, but I wanted to give you a little bit of background so that when you see the agenda in April, you'll know what it's about. Any questions?
Yeah, I'm not quite sure how to phrase it. What would preclude us from getting the same materials and certifications or standardized?
So under general municipal law, we have to go out to competitively bid. If we competitively bid on this type of project, we have to take the lowest bidder. Lowest bidder, as we all know, is not always the best quality. And that's what we're suffering and dealing with now. So we want to make sure we protect ourselves so that we don't have the same problem in the future. That's a great question. I appreciate it.
The resolution would allow us to
Ensure that we're getting the specifications
Yeah.
for the quality products that we need. It's also going to ensure, because only certain companies and organizations are able to install certain products. So if we're specifying the materials and products, then we're ensuring that we are going to get the qualified laborers to install it.
And two, are we concerned at all about supply chain on aluminum and steel and things that we might be using, and lumber?
Supply chain is definitely always an issue, especially since COVID. I will say that
I'm
if,
thinking tariffs too, they're talking about cutting back on some of that.
yes, additionally,
Costs will
because
go up.
of what's going on in Washington, absolutely. But I will say that if Garland, who is the current contractor that had done the pilot project, they have everything in-house, all the materials and products, they make everything to spec, so we should not see that type of issue. Absolutely. All right, I am gonna move on to the summary report for the budget as it stands for, right now, for 25-26. When am I bringing that up? Thanks, Sylvie. So currently, we're looking at a $34 million budget that's anticipated. This is a 6.4% increase over the current budget. This is, the 6.4% increase seems pretty high, but this is on pace for our contractual obligations, salary obligations, health insurance increases that we're seeing, and just a general higher cost of goods and services. Our tax levy, as presented in February, the tax levy is at the tax levy calculation of 0.8%, which equates to $9.5 million. This is only a $75,000 increase over 24-25, but there's not much we can do about that. We're limited to the 2% and also the 0.29% growth factor. State aid, I am very pleased to say, is a 5.86% increase over our final 24-25 aid rates. So we're looking at $18.9 million, almost $19 million. As you can see, I even put an exclamation point there. We're finally on formula, which is huge because by being on formula for state aid, it means that the state is actually recognizing our district's needs and income capacity in the area. It's not just a flat 3% increase that most of the districts have been seeing year after year. So this is huge for us. And I'm hoping that it maintains and that when the legislature approves the budget and we get a final approval in April, that this remains the same or better. And hopefully Assemblyman McDonald will speak to that a little bit more when he comes tonight. Our appropriated fund balance is decreasing. It's almost a 50% decrease over the current fiscal year for a total of $721,000. We will be transferring, we're anticipating a transfer from debt service, which if you remember, the debt service fund is a reserve that we have been putting some of our savings into so that we can essentially relieve the taxpayers and utilize some of this debt service fund. We're going to be using approximately $2.9 million of that, and that will cover the 25-26 principal for our COPS debt payment. The miscellaneous revenue, which is our lease income, utilities, pilot increases, this is minimal. It's the increase is minimal, but the total is just under $2 million. We do have a small increase. We have a new pilot coming on, so there's a small increase associated with that. Our health and welfare revenue, which is what we receive by servicing students over at Doan Stewart. So we charge the home district for health and welfare services that we provide. That continues to decrease as Doan Stewart enrollment continues to decline.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Now that, I know Doan Stewart's decreasing, but there's somebody else in there too, that's the only
The
kid.
Nurses Middle College is renting from them.
Okay, so those
In another
aren't high
wing.
school. Okay.
Yes.
I see them waiting
So
for buses every day.
Their enrollment is minimal, so the services that we provide are minimal to Nurses Middle College. They finally, I think they have 2 years worth of students now in 9th and 10th grade. But yes, they are leasing a wing over there at Doan Stewart. Our return on investments continue to exceed expectations. The relationship that we have with Metropolitan Commercial Bank is extremely lucrative. You don't scroll too much because I'm pretty proud of that number, Sylvia. So 24-25, just so far this year, we have $400,000 in interest income. Last year, that was at the end of the year, and as of June 30, 2024, that was $582,000. So this continues to be a lucrative relationship for us and something that significantly helps. So that's the revenue side of the budget. Hitting some highlights on the expense side of the budget. Of course, salary and benefits are always the biggest, so that's number one. And number two, the total salary costs are increasing by approximately $635,000 over the 24-25 budget. This is inclusive of all contractual obligations. And another thing to note that this does include all FTEs that were full-time equivalents that were previously associated with the stimulus funding. Because as you know, I've been talking about it for years, that fiscal cliff happened in the fall. So now this is taking care of what's remaining, what we need to encompass in the 25-26 budget. So that is achieved through the 25-26 budget with that 5.1% increase. Health insurance costs, so the rates are pretty high, but they're not as high as I was expecting. If you remember, I was talking in January, was thinking it was gonna be like 12-13%. So they're high, but we're looking at 9% for Highmark, 3% for CVS, which is the prescription side, 9% for MVP, and then on the next page, which is a newer benefit, is dental, and that's 8%. So pretty pleased there. We're gonna get final rates on Friday, but because I sit on the board, I know what the final rates are, so we are all set for that. Special education placements. We have seen a significant increase in high-need students entering the school district this year, in 24-25. So the 25-26 budget is incorporating the services and placements for the students that will be placed in various programs at Questar and other private entities in 25-26.
Are there placements available for them?
Pending placements.
Yes,
Danielle
okay.
did a very nice job of giving me a summary of where all the students were and where there were pending placements and everything. So she's working on it.
I'm ready.
She is. She's working on it.
Yeah.
Transportation, we plan to purchase 3 new buses, and we'll probably surplus one of our older buses. I'm pleased to report that we now have enough bus drivers on payroll to accommodate all of our internal and external runs. Though as we look at additional placements of students, it's becoming a little bit harder, so that's not to say that we're not still hiring for bus drivers. The more difficult position we are finding to fill too is bus aides. They're continuing to be in high demand, so if anybody listening to this presentation knows of anyone that would be willing to ride a bus and work for us as a bus aide, I'd love to have you. Jim?
You just have to
if-
say you're in Preston and everybody will sit down.
Allegedly.
So dollar value wise on instructional supplies, there's nothing that really is excessive or needs to be reported out, but I thought it worth noting that we have about $7,000 set aside for science instructional supplies in order to meet the next generation science standards that NICEAD has put out. And NICEAD provided a comprehensive list, which the high school science teachers did a beautiful job of making sure that they encompassed all of that in their budget request for the upcoming year. Technology, we are looking to increase the district's internet bandwidth to support faster transfer of data, to enhance user experience and improve simultaneous access. We just got the quote, Sylvie just got the quote this week, that's looking at a $20,000 increase in order to do that. Operations and maintenance, we are looking to purchase a new floor machine for stripping and waxing. That comes at a cost of about $15,000. A very necessary piece of equipment to keep the school district looking as beautiful as it does. Cost saving strategies, we continue to maximize grant funding to ensure that we can provide as many programs as possible and supports for our students and our staff, add professional development, enhance the school facilities, and we're able to do that with Project Aware, Extended School Day, which provides a lot of opportunity for students after school, including Boys and Girls Club programs offered down there. And in the summertime, Mike Mago does a summer program for music. And Smart Schools, Sylvie's working extremely hard to do basically an overhaul of our camera system, our camera and security system. So we will be using all the available funding that we have to ensure that we can maintain this. Lastly, and my pending items usually are pretty similar from year to year, the state aid, as I mentioned, we're hoping to remain at that $19 million level, but we won't know until April 1st when the budget's approved. Hopefully it's April 1st. And then the tax revenue is always subject to change depending on state aid. And then we don't know what we're headed for. So if we're looking at the inflation continuing or we're heading for a recession, we're not sure. So things could change. And then, of course, depending on the final budget, appropriated fund balance will be changed accordingly. Threw a lot of information at you guys all at once. Are there any questions?
Man, are you impressive?
You know how smart she was, didn't you? See?
Now you know she does them.
You know, Megan, I appreciate it, you always dumb it down for me, so, you have to, and I appreciate that, and it's understandable to the general public, so we thank you for that.
Good, I'm glad.
No,
I'm glad.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah. All right, so we hear from Patty Stewart.
Right. Hi, everybody. I'm Leah. I'm the new food service manager, and I'm going to present to you today a little bit about my background and some of the new things I've been doing since I started my new position. So, a little bit about my background. I have a bachelor's in business administration in hotel and restaurant management from SUNY Delhi. I graduated in 2019. And as soon as I graduated, I started working at Jimmy Peak Resort at the front desk. Absolutely hated it. I thought it was, the people were rude, the hours were horrible, weekends, late night. So I just wanted to get out of there. And my mom worked for Columbia High School. She was the food service account clerk. And she was like, hey, there's a cook position open at the high school. Why don't you apply? You can use your degree to eventually move up and become a food service director. So I was like, I thought about it for a little bit. I really didn't want to go back to my high school, become the cook. I thought that would be a little embarrassing, but I was thankful for it. So I applied and went for it, and I got a lot of great experience there. I got to cook at a large scale. I know how to write standardized recipes. Just everything about a big commercial kitchen I learned from there. So there's another opportunity for me to become a cook manager at one of the elementary schools. So I took that job, and that helped me learn how to supervise employees, do the cash register, serving lines, inventory, ordering, just about everything. So then the assistant food service manager position was open here, and I thought that was probably made for me. I need to apply. It's my one way to move up. So I got 2 years of great training from Terry, and here I am now. I've been working in kitchens since I was 15 years old. Food has always been my passion. I don't know why I didn't go that direction as soon as I graduated college, but I had to figure it out for myself. And I just love food. I don't look at it as a way to fuel your body. I look at it as a way to bring people together. It makes people happy. It sets the mood for the day. So I'm really happy I'm here. So I'm excited. So I've made a few menu changes. We've been offering wraps and salads every day in the high school. That's really increased our high school lunch numbers. I went and observed the line a few times, and I heard a girl say, oh, they're serving wraps and salads every day now. I'm gonna start buying lunch every day. Like, this is so great. So that made me really happy. We have some fresh veggie bags with ranch available every day. I know it's not big, but the kids love it. We run out every day. So it's the little things.
Half of them are in my kid's bag.
Yeah. Snack for later. Well, that's good. Like, at least they didn't throw them out.
Oh, he doesn't. Brings them home.
I removed lots of items off the menu that weren't popular with students. I feel like we used to have a really bland, repetitive menu. Like, it was tacos every Tuesday, cold deli sandwiches once a week, pizza every Friday. I mean, we still do that, but it was just like hot dogs and not great products. So I really wanted to change the quality and make it a little bit more of an exciting menu. Okay. Yeah. So some more changes. I've started to serve more chicken products. I've been ordering more like nuggets, popcorn, chicken patties, and I put those on the menu about 2-3 times a week now. We used to do that about 2-3 times a month, which I thought was kind of crazy. So kids respond a lot better to the chicken rather than beef, pork, just all that stuff, turkey gravy. So we're also serving more cheese products, which is like mozzarella sticks, Bosco sticks, pizza crunchers, new types of pizza, so yeah.
Can I come back? Can I be a senior again? I got Jim.
Yeah.
I got like 6 popcorn chicken nuggets. We need to have a conversation.
Staff lunches on Wednesdays.
Oh, yeah?
I'll do
Seems
that.
to be a very popular thing.
We're only for Dexter.
But, so who doesn't love cheese? So that's a great addition. We've been trying to do Try It Tuesday. We've been short-staffed like a few days, so it doesn't always happen, but we've been trying like buffalo chicken, the plantains, wings, Chinese noodles, Spanish rice, so I think the kids look forward to that. We're gonna try to do that a little bit more. And I've also done some scratch cooking recipes, and I've also tried to improve recipes that we've already had, like yesterday. I don't know if anyone noticed the taco meat was different, but that was a homemade recipe. Instead of taking a frozen bag of taco meat and steaming it, now we're making it from scratch and seasoning it, and it's a recipe I took from East Greenbush. I still think about it today from eating it when I was a high school student, so I stole it, and I think it was a great hit. I thought it definitely tasted a lot better. We've improved mac and cheese. I'm trying to introduce like maybe one scratch cooking recipe a month to the kitchen and see how the kids respond. Like last week was beef lo mein, and that was delicious, and I think that'll be a hit. It's returning next month, so I'm very exciting. So we've had lunch participation increase by a lot. I broke down the first 5 months of last year and the first 5 months of this year. We had a 3% increase, and I know the average doesn't look like that much of a change, but when I was doing all the math, like September to December, we probably did about like an average of 720, 750 a day, but January is just a bad month because it's midterm weeks, and I know there were so many kids absent in January this year. Our average was probably about like 620, so that really brought it down. But then I broke down our 2 biggest months, September and October, from last year to this year. And if you notice, we used to have, last year we had more of an enrollment, and it went down this year, but we've served an increase of 2,000 more meals per month, even with less students. So I think they're responding, and yeah, it's doing good. So then on the next slide, I broke down a short month for everybody. In February, we were only here for 14 days, and then last year we were here for 16 days. But we did decrease lunch numbers by 1,000, but if we look at the average daily participation rate, we've increased by a lot. We did an average of 688 meals last February, and this year 722 with a 5% increase, so very excited about that with a lower enrollment and less days, so I think they're responding very well to my menu changes. And here's some of the new food I've been serving. So up at the top left is the baked potato bar. It's staff favorite. It's next Thursday. And students can choose chili or chicken, and then we have toppings that they can help themselves. And the chili is homemade as well, and it comes with cornbread. Then the next picture is our new mac and cheese recipe, which now comes with a breadstick. I realized students weren't getting enough components, enough food, so now stuff like that comes with like a breadstick or an extra piece of the meal. So they're getting the full, what they're required to get. The next picture is wings. We had a sample of wings, and we served them out at the high school. And every time I go down to the high school, someone asks me, when are wings coming back? So I'm gonna really try to get them next year. So that's something. Then the next two pictures are the salads and wraps that we serve every day on the high school line. At the bottom was plantains we had for Try It Tuesday. The pudding is strawberries for Valentine's Day in a chocolate pudding cup. Then we have a popcorn chicken tater tot bake with corn poppers, which is like a little hush puppy. Then the beef lo meins on the bottom that we served last week. We even had edamame and some veggie egg rolls. Yeah, and then everyone's new favorite is the Doritos walking taco. I know that's a fan favorite for obvious reasons.
You're in trouble. People are gonna be coming here instead of the diner.
I'm gonna
People need board Tuesdays.
Seriously.
But not pictured, we've served some like buffalo chicken dips, we've tried some broccoli cheddar soup, we served that with like a salad and breadstick. I tried to make it like Panera. We have Hawaiian rolls now, new and improved breadsticks. We've tried Philly cheesesteaks. I've added Bosco sticks, French bread pizza, copycat Chick-fil-A meals, and the new taco meat that we served yesterday. So breakfast participation. This is where I really don't think we had a change too much. I'm gonna go on in a few slides on what I've tried to do, but if we compare last year to this year, it's just about the same, and we actually decreased 1%. But if you look at the breakdown, we increased 1,000 meals for each month, but I think the other months weren't too great. So, and moving on to February, once again, our participation just stayed about the same. So I've really been trying. I've purchased a lot of new food for breakfast. We've tried just about everything to get the kids to come down. So we've had some new egg bites. I thought they'd really like those because it would be like Starbucks or something, but I didn't get too much of a response from those. Egg, cheese, potato stuffed hash browns. They didn't respond well to those. We've tried new muffin flavors, new cereal flavors, stuffed bagels with cream cheese, mini cinnamon buns. I'm allowed to add hash browns to the menu once a week now. The state changed the rules. I thought that would help, but it didn't really help. I even tried adding breakfast sandwiches twice a week because we do it every Thursday. That's the most popular breakfast day, but that didn't even help. So donut holes, they like the donuts better, but I understand when I was a kid in school, I never bought breakfast from school, so I get it, but I don't know, I'm buying lots of good food, so. But I'm thinking of eventually maybe bringing breakfast carts back, trying that again, because that's something we used to do. But I just have to figure out our staffing and the times and stuff like that. So that's one idea I think I'm gonna bring back to try to get participation back up for breakfast. I've also purchased some new equipment and implemented some routine maintenance. We installed a new combi oven in January. So now we have 2 of these giant ovens. They steam, they cook food like a regular oven, they air fry, it cleans itself. You can look on the little screen, and if you want to cook broccoli, you can click that picture of broccoli and it'll cook that perfectly. It connects to Wi-Fi. So it's a really cool piece of equipment. And yeah. So we had to get another one. This was cool. We also installed a new grease trap last week. I realized our grease trap, it was leaking, it was clogged, it was made out of plastic, so it wasn't even really compliant. So we replaced that last week with a nice metal one. So that should be fixed now for good. I've implemented routine maintenance on all filters in the kitchen. One of the first things I asked when I got here was, when was the last time this was changed? And no one could remember, and they're supposed to be changed once a year, every 6 months. But so about 2 years ago, I started changing those filters like as soon as I got here, so it's all clean and fixed. And then we just purchased 2 new laptops. They arrived last week. We had one shut down completely, and then some of them just work kind of funny. So we've got 2 new laptops. And one of my big things I've started is bringing staff lunch on Wednesdays. This is something I started in East Greenbush that I've been waiting to bring to here. And I really love to cook, and I missed it. So this gives me an opportunity to go into the kitchen once a week, cook for everybody, make everybody happy. And all I've been hearing is people look forward to Wednesdays now, and that's what I wanted. And I don't really get out and get to know everybody. I'm a little quiet, and I'm always in the kitchen in my office. So it's giving me an opportunity to meet everybody, and just it makes me happy. So I'm excited to be doing it. So an average meal costs like $3 and some change to make, and we're selling them for $6. They come with a water or a milk. And the first week we served 20, but today we beat 57. We sold 60. So they're going up. Keep coming to eat. Thank you.
How many of those were Mr. Pitt?
Martinelli might be my best customer.
We need a Pitt lunch tracker right on.
I really just kind of come up with the recipes myself. They're things I like to eat and make at home. So I just figured everyone else is gonna like them too. But I kind of do like a sandwich with a salad or a sandwich with soup, something like that. So here's some pictures. I made butternut squash soup, and there's a turkey apple cheddar panini. Then there's stuffed pepper soup with a turkey pesto panini. And then we had roasted Brussels sprouts with chicken Caesar wrap. So, yeah.
Don't steal her.
So,
We need her.
I came back from those hours.
No way.
Now I know why you're here.
But so some future goals, like I said before, I'd like to increase breakfast participation. I like to get it up to 600 breakfasts a day. It's a big goal, but we can do it one day. And then I'd like to get 800 lunches a day served. We're probably doing about 720 to 750 a day now, which is a big increase from last year. 700 would be a good day for us. Now it's like a normal day, and we have less enrollment, so it's very exciting. Something I want to look into in the future is farm to school. It's a big upcoming thing in New York State. It's just a little difficult to procure, and it's very expensive. So once I'm comfortable here and settled, in like a year or two, I think I'm gonna look into getting some farm to school. I'm also looking to serve more scratch cooking meals and side dishes rather than just taking frozen food, putting it in the oven, sending it out. And I've been trying to do, like I said, once a month to get the kids, see their opinions on it, see how the cook does with it. There's that. I want to increase the staff meal participation to 80 or more every Wednesday. I know we can do it. We reach 60, so it's 20 more.
I'll give it next.
Just don't eat on Tuesday.
Don't forget your lunch.
Just starve on Tuesday, and it'll be good.
I would also like to increase staff meal participation during normal lunch hours. And I think actually I've been noticing more staff members coming down in the cafeteria. We've started this, and that's another reason why I started staff meals. I wanted them to feel welcome and excited to come to the cafeteria, and I just want them to know that even if the meals are for the students, it's good quality, it's great food, homemade. If it's frozen, it's really good quality, because I wouldn't serve anyone anything I wouldn't eat. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't put anything bad out there. So just know all this food is the best quality I can possibly give to the students. And I just want to give a shout out to the lunch crew here. I couldn't do it without them. They're the heart of the operation. They make all my visions come to life, and they do it positively. They do everything for the kids. The kids come first in their eyes, and one thing I was really worried about coming into this position so young is having them respect me, listen to me, give me a hard time, but it was the total opposite. They respect me, they're so excited about these changes, like they're so positive about it, and it's just been great. And I'm really loving my new position. I know I'm where I need to be, and I'm really happy and loving it here, so.
And we love having you here with us.
Does anyone have any questions?
I wouldn't be me if I didn't have one.
Yeah.
First, thank you for an excellent report, even just reading it in our board package.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Oh,
The data and the
thank you.
information is valuable to all of us. Just a question on the farm to school. Do we receive federal money for that or just state? Because I know they're talking about eliminating the federal. I didn't know
Well,
if that was.
the
would
farm to
that
school is a
affect us?
separate application
Yeah.
that we have, I think what you're referencing are more the subsidies, so.
Yeah, just more of like purchasing from local farms. There is a New York 30% incentive,
Right.
which is where they increase our reimbursement by 30%, or not by 30%, by a certain amount. If we're using 30% New York State products, and a lot of people do that by doing farm to school,
Yeah.
so.
But but if they eliminate federal money, we're not necessarily getting any to worry about. I guess that was, do we
Correct.
lose anything if they cut that?
Correct.
Okay.
I mean, there will be subsidies and that type of thing that we would have to worry about.
It's aspirational.
That's what?
It's aspirational. We want to get there.
Right.
We won't lose something we already have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for the report.
Alright, thank you.
Yeah, I think that was incredible. If you get Spath brownies, ask Jill Spath about
Oh,
Spath
yeah,
brownies.
yeah.
You get those on the menu?
Try spam potatoes.
The staff lunches.
Are the board members welcome for these staff lunches?
Oh,
Just
yeah.
asking for a friend.
I almost brought you guys a quinoa salad. I had extra today, but if anyone wants some, you got lots left over.
See you on Monday.
We can get you up to 80 right here.
Yeah, we can get you 80 real quick.
I really enjoy your enthusiasm when it comes to this, because I think that this personal touch you give, the students are going to recognize that personal touch, and it must make them feel better about, coming to school. And then if for belly's full and you feel good about your food, you're gonna learn better. So, I mean, all the way around, I think it's wonderful, so thank you.
So along that comment, the students here, have you noticed anything different about the
I was gonna
lunches
ask that.
this year?
Walking tacos are fabulous. Walking tacos.
I saw some nodding about
Everybody's
chicken.
favorite.
More chicken is good.
Yeah, more chicken, yeah. Less beef and more.
Just please fix the mac and cheese. Thank you.
Yeah, just wait till next week. We're using Land O'Lakes now, next week, so I think it's our first time actually.
And
So,
for perspective,
it'll
if
be
you
better.
look at the staff lunches, that's like half. That means half the staff are buying those on Wednesday, so that's impressive.
It's something to look
That's like half the adults in the building ran together.
We're a little rough. Put Venmo as an option. I'll
Yeah.
I
I wish you could do my school bucks if I make you an account.
Yes, you can do my school box, you can get an account.
Yeah, do that. Get an account and use a credit card and put it on.
That's gonna be dangerous.
Yeah.
I'll be showing up with my gallon of Chick-fil-A lemonade just ready to go.
Tell me that
We also take checks, so we also take checks.
I just use Bob's.
Bob, we have to talk about your overdrawn account.
I spent $4,000 on lunches last
You guys
Thank
sure
you,
you want
dear.
to
That was wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
If you get a call from Alexis Diner, ignore it.
I love that.
I'll get your number from Mayor.
Probably not.
All right, Shannon, we're leaving.
All right, so we will go on to our high school and hear from Dom and Bob about how things are going.
I think I'm gonna do my discipline report first. I know Dom's got a couple of homework. So, discipline's pretty much flattening out now. The numbers are kind of meeting, getting there, as you can see, but we're still considerably over last year. Our total infractions and referrals over 1,500. Our detentions, about $125.
We love to count.
But this week.
Sent homes, ISS, and the old ed stay put. It's working to a degree, but I think I'm gonna be meeting with the teachers next week just to tweak it a little bit. The area that I'm overly concerned of is the superintendents. We almost double superintendent hearings from one year to the next. So we're getting there. Now that the weather's turning warm, we're seeing some different behaviors now. So like I mentioned last time at our last board meeting, it's the staff and just sticking to the plan and getting to the end and making sure we stay focused and doing what we need to do. Sorry, cute baby in the back, it's hard to get. Any questions for this one?
Bob, when you mentioned the superintendent, I think it's important to just remember that part of that escalated number is that we have abatement factors.
Absolutely.
And we found more,
Yep.
we've been able to find more of the usage than we had in the past.
Absolutely, especially early on in the school year. They pretty much leveled off the last couple of months.
Right, but that's part of the escalated number that we didn't have last year.
Yep.
All right, so tenure recommendations, I have 4 tremendous people to read about here, so, and all 4 are here, so I'll start out with Ann Dover. Okay, so I'm pleased to recommend Ann Dover for tenure as a math teacher at Rensselaer Junior Senior High School. With her extensive experience teaching all levels of mathematics, Ann has consistently demonstrated not only a mastery of her subject area, but also a commitment to student success. Ann's depth of knowledge in mathematics is evident in every lesson she delivers. She is a master at breaking down complex concepts and ensuring that her students understand the materials thoroughly. Her lessons are always well planned and structured with clear objectives and engaging activities that cater to students' varying needs. Ann has a remarkable ability to foresee common mistakes students might make and address these potential issues, helping her students avoid the errors before the problems arise. In addition to her technical expertise, Ann is known for her caring and supportive teaching style. Her classroom is an environment where students feel comfortable asking questions and are encouraged to take risks in their learning. Her dedication to her students' success is evident in the extra time and effort she puts into providing individual support for her students. Her students respect her for the genuine care she shows for their growth. Anna is also a highly active and engaged member in the school community. She regularly participates in school events, from academic meetings to extracurricular activities, demonstrating her commitment to our students and our school. This, along with her positive attitude and strong work ethic, make her a well-respected teacher among students and staff. Mrs. Dobert is a valuable asset to our staff, and I believe that she will continue to make a positive impact at Rensselaer Junior Senior High School for years to come, and it's with great pleasure that I recommend Ann for tenure.
I worked with your mother. I'm geriatricing myself right now, but yes, I remember you as a child, so wonderful. Thank you so much. I remember you younger, so thank you for giving back to our Rensselaer community. Thanks.
Second one, Mr. Higgs. So, not Andrew, Ron. No, I'm pleased to recommend Andrew Higgs for tenure as an English teacher at Rensselaer Junior Senior High School. Over the course of his time at Rensselaer, Andrew has consistently demonstrated an exceptional commitment to both academic and personal growth of our students. As an English 9 teacher, Andrew goes above and beyond in the classroom, engaging students with innovative lessons and creating a learning environment that encourages critical thinking and collaboration. His ability to connect with students and tailor lessons to diverse learning styles has been invaluable in helping students achieve success. Andrew is skilled at making literature accessible and citing and encouraging students to think critically about the text that they read. This helps students build their confidence and express their ideas. Andrew's path through Rensselaer is one that reflects his dedication. He began his tenure at Rensselaer as a teacher's aide, and through hard work has transitioned into his role as an English teacher. The progression speaks volumes about his commitment to the school and his passion for helping our students succeed. His expertise as a teacher's aide has given him a unique perspective and understanding of the diverse needs of our students, which has helped his effectiveness as a teacher. Beyond his classroom responsibilities, Andrew has played a vital role in the school community. He's often referred to as the cruise director. So he is deeply involved in extracurricular activities, including serving as class advisor and making significant contributions to our drama program. His work in organizing and supporting productions and events has had a positive impact on both students and the school community. Andrew has shown incredible dedication to fundraising efforts, helping to create opportunities and support for our students outside of the classroom. His enthusiasm and fundraising skills have made a real difference in the lives of our students. His tireless work ethic, passion for education, and commitment to supporting both students and the school community make Andrew Higgs a truly outstanding educator. Andrew is a respected colleague who consistently goes above and beyond to support our students. I have no doubt that Andrew will continue to inspire and positively impact our students for many years to come, and it's with great pleasure that I recommend him for tenure. All right, our third one. I am pleased to recommend Caitlin Quackenbush for tenure as a social studies teacher at Rensselaer Junior Senior High School. Over her time with us, she has consistently demonstrated exceptional teaching ability, strong leadership, and a deep commitment to the betterment of our school community. Caitlin is a highly effective and engaging educator. Her lessons are thoughtfully planned, dynamic, and innovative, incorporating new educational focuses and strategies that help keep students engaged and learning. She is always looking for creative ways to incorporate current trends, technology, and research-based projects into her teaching. She has the ability to make complex content accessible while fostering an environment where all students feel supported. This has contributed to a positive student outcome and a strong rapport with the class. One of Caitlin's greatest strengths is her ability to design and facilitate student-led lessons. She encourages her students to take ownership of the learning by providing opportunities for them to lead discussions, collaborate on projects, and present their findings to the class. This approach not only enhances student engagement, but also helps develop critical thinking, communication, and leadership skills. Students are empowered to explore topics more deeply and apply their knowledge in a meaningful way. Beyond the classroom, Caitlin plays a critical role in our school community. Thank you for that. That's my intro music. As the advisor for SAD, Students Against Destructive Decision, she organizes valuable initiatives such as blood drives and mental health days. These efforts reflect her strong leadership and passion for making a positive impact. Caitlin's commitment to the school extends beyond her teaching and extracurricular involvement. She is a regular and supportive presence at school events. Her professional teamwork and positive attitude have earned her the respect of students and coworkers. Caitlin is an invaluable member of our staff, and I have no doubt she will continue to make a positive impact at Rensselaer Junior Senior High School, and it's with great pleasure that I recommend her for tenure.
I'll send you your new ringtone, by the way.
And last but not least, straight from the doctor's office, everything's good? I'm pleased to recommend Jason Weishadell for tenure as a math teacher at Rensselaer Junior Senior High School. Over the course of his time with us, Jason has demonstrated a remarkable commitment to our students and has a great gift of reaching students, especially within the diverse learning environment of our school. In the classroom, Jason has consistently created engaging and interactive lessons that cater for the learning styles of his students. He can break down complex mathematical concepts and make them understandable and relevant to our students. Jason's approach to teaching not only challenges students academically, but also empowers them to feel confident and supported in their learning. His talent for making mathematics engaging and relatable has helped many students experience success. Jason's gift for reaching students extends beyond his lessons. He has a natural ability to build strong, trusting relationships with his students. because rapport with them is built on mutual respect and an environment where students feel comfortable asking questions and taking risks on their learning. This connection is critical in creating a classroom where students feel safe to grow and explore new ideas. In addition to his teaching, Jason has also made significant contributions to the school community outside of the classroom. He's become a part of our extracurricular programs, including coaching boys basketball. Jason is always willing to help, whether it is assisting at school events or helping with school-wide initiatives. Jason's involvement shows his dedication to supporting students and staff. Jason has showed dedication, passion, and truly cares for the students he serves. I have no doubt that Jason will continue to be a great addition to Rensselaer Junior Senior High School for many years to come, and it's with great pleasure that I recommend. Thank
Thank you, John, and congratulations to everyone. And thank you for all you do for our school community and our youth and children and families. I just want to pause out of order for a little bit, if you don't mind, Danielle, and I'm just going to ask that John McDonald come forward, and we're going to give him the floor so they can talk with us this evening, and then we'll come back, okay? Thank you. I know there's a lot of family. We will hit you, I'm sorry. And that baby is not bothering us, so you sit right down. You're all fine. No, I'm dead serious. Sit down. We're all mothers. We get it. Not all of us, but I get it.
I was gonna say, last time I checked,
We're used to children. Listen to
Parents, how about that?
my phone literally rang because mine thought I drove past him. And it's-
John, we love having you every year.
That's why I got a phone.
Can you tell something,
Well, thanks, Jen, to the board and to our superintendent, and I guess those assembled. Congratulations to all that are up for tenure. I don't know if it's been approved yet, but you did a
We'll
good job.
get there.
All right, well, I don't want to ruin their luck. So I'll try to be quick. It's budget season in Albany, and as you know, the budget plays a large role on your budget too. So I try to, at least for the last 13 years, try to make a visit to give you an update of where things are at. And, you know, for Rensselaer City School District, we're moving in the right direction. I don't make it, it's been a while since we've seen double-digit increases, but we're about, right now, this is really this floor, not the ceiling. You know, there's proposed about 11% increase, over 11% increase in foundation aid, which is your operation aid. It's what gives you the ability to pay the teachers and all those type of things. It's not the reimbursable things that are structured. It's basically gives you room to either plug gaps or prevent problems or to keep things going. So don't ask me why this year of all years. I will say this because it bears worth repeating. Last year in the budget, the governor had proposed removing what is called a hold harmless provision. The reason it was impactful last year is that it actually caused decreases in aid for many districts throughout the state. And the reason why that was happening, why it was proposed, it didn't actually finally happen, was because the truth of the matter is, not only throughout this state, but throughout the country, populations, families are not getting as large, there's not as many children going through, and the number of students in the district played a role. We prevented that from happening because many districts are going to lose money. But it set off a study with the Rockefeller Institute, which is a nonpartisan, respected entity, to look at how should we update the education formula. And the reality is there were a lot of recommendations put into place back in September, October. The governor has chosen a few of them, and that's what led us to this formula, which is benefiting you, but I can tell you it's not benefiting everybody. I represent 9, 10 other districts, so Cohoes, Waterloo, Green Island, Waterford, they're getting the basic, which is 2%. That's basically, if that floor wasn't there, they get nothing of an increase, they'd have a cut. So we're trying to move forward with improving, we're adding about $250 million more to education funding in foundation aid to help bring up all districts. So I'm hopeful that our numbers, provided the data that was originally used in the budget run is accurate, which I believe it to be. There's one district in the Capital Region where it's not, that's why I say that. You're off to a good start. So that's really that's the meat and potatoes of where the budget's at. That's really what Megan needs to work with Joe and the board to make this budget move along. I'll mention a few other things that are of interest. Depending, every district has a different approach on this. We know that still the educator pipeline is still need to be filled. We know that a lot of districts, maybe it's not applicable here, but they're relying on retirees to fill in the gaps. And there's been a cap on when people retire. You can't make more than $35,000 a year. We have increased that cap for the last several years. Excuse me, we've actually eliminated the cap year by year. And we're hoping to eliminate it again just because we know that we're just not there with staffing and subs particularly. And plus, as you know, we put a lot of demands on training and things like that teachers need to participate in as part of professional development. So at some point, you gotta have somebody in the classroom. So I hope that we're gonna be doing that. I know that's always an issue that superintendents are concerned about. There's the electric bus mandate that's out there. In a lot of districts, some have their own buses, right? Some sub it out, contract it out. It's a well-intentioned idea that really needs to slow down a little bit because we've created a demand where buses are 2 to 3 times what regular buses cost. And there's still not a lot of confidence that these buses are going to really perform to the same level as the current diesel buses are. Personally, I'm one that when it looks at the environment, we gotta look at every option that works. We can't just be pigeonholed into one. You know, we're trying to push back to say, can we include hybrid? Can we include clean diesel fuel, which cuts down emissions? Because the reality is there are enough issues in education right now. And at the end of the day, right now, your primary responsibility is to get the kids from the home to the school and back safely and educate them during the day. So it's not to be taken the wrong way that we don't care about the climate, because we do. We don't care, we do very much care. But the truth of the matter is we need to make sure that we don't bankrupt school districts, because what's happening in other parts of the state is school communities are coming in and voting down their budgets over an electric vehicle bus mandate that's not even in effect for a couple more years. So we're trying to, I don't want to say walk it back, but maybe restructure it so that it's achievable, it's reliable, because we have precious cargo on those buses, and to make sure that it's also going to be affordable, because I can't commit to all that money being there for transportation down the road. And at the end of the day, it's the taxpayers that are going to pick up the tab. So we need to be reasonable. Peter, you know this, you've spent a whole career in this industry. Well-intentioned, but we got to make sure it works. Otherwise, the public will revolt and they'll just set everything back. I'm trying to think what else. There's a BOCES component with the CTE salary cap that we're trying to deal with, but that.
Yes,
isn't
please,
directly-
please.
I know. The finance people want that.
Love that one.
Nobody, because you have to pay the bill, but to the average person, they're not gonna.
The budget for,
Oh,
we
so-
saw the line item for back owed aid was inserted or proposed.
It's in there.
That's something our district particularly had interest in.
Yeah.
Megan said,
Yeah, we
we
have
saw that.
1.2
I feel
million
heard,
on that.
I feel heard.
Yeah.
So for those who don't know, whenever the state does an audit, they are very quick to take the money away, but whenever they owe you money, they're very slow to give it back. There's 838 districts in the state, and all of them owe money of some sort that dates back anywhere between 3 to 7 years. It can be long.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it can be very long.
Ours was verified back in 2016,
Right. So that's long.
and it hasn't been funded for 3 years.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, I probably won't see it in my lifetime.
We're
It's
trying
usually about
to push
20
it.
years out.
I keep saying, why, the state financially is in a good position right now. We're a little nervous because we don't know what the decisions are gonna be made in the fall of this year from Washington, but we can't control that, we have to deal with it, right? But we've got a very strong fund balance. The governor's put away a lot of money over the past several years as opposed to spending on other things, because you never know when a rainy day is gonna happen. And at the same token, we could be strategic and work on some of these backlog items and get them cleared up, or at least put a dent into it, right? I don't think everyone's expecting a miracle. But we're hopeful to move some of them along, and then the other aspect, and I forgive me, just because there's a lot of districts. I know you have UPK, but do you have 4-year-old, do you have 3-year-old or just 4-year-old?
Both.
Yeah, both.
Yeah.
Do you have a lottery or not?
We have one in place, but we haven't used it.
Right, so those who have a lottery are trying to look at basically making sure that those families with higher needs get places first. That's not an issue here. But the other thing that is an issue in all districts is that depending on when you jumped into the UPK program, you got paid a certain price per seat, and that price is all over the map. You know, where it costs maybe $10,000 to $12,000 to educate that child now, you're getting about $4,500 to $5,700, depending on when you jumped in. So we're trying to level that up, but that in prior years' losses are gonna be a challenge, to be honest with you, so. But you've been heard, you've been recognized as letting us know.
We feel it, thank
We feel like we've been represented.
There you go.
Yeah.
So, I think that's all. And the only other item that's out there is probably gonna be one of the items. Let me just update you on the budget, where we're at. We did our one-house budget resolutions. That's what brought up these type of things. Basically, our response to the governor's budget. Technically, it's supposed to be done April 1st. That means for us, because there's some holiday, there's a Muslim holiday, Eid is on the 30th and 31st, and we observe all religious holidays. We have to be done sometime by next Thursday or next Friday, or maybe next Saturday or Sunday morning. I don't know if that's gonna happen, we'll see what happens. There's a couple non-budget related items that are gonna hold up the budget. One deals with making some changes to discovery, which is a criminal justice issue. One deals with involuntary commitment, trying to address some of the issues with individuals who are not voluntarily seeking help but need help. And at the end of the day, whether your perspective is one way or the other on it, the reality is those individuals are making others uncomfortable in society. And we need to find a way to help them and get them stabilized. So those issues are gonna be big, non-fiscal issues that are gonna be dealt with in the budget. The governor's introduced another issue on repealing the master plan that just came up yesterday. And then the other issue that's still not decided, which affects you, is, and I've lost track of where you guys are at with this, but there's a bell-to-bell approach, no cell phones in the classroom that the governor has been working on for the last 9 months. It's being accepted well by most of the members, although it gets down to is it gonna be a consistent policy throughout the state, or will the school board's gonna have the ability to make their own decisions, which I'll say, be careful when you ask for something like that, because you might get that responsibility. That hasn't been finalized on how that's gonna be dealt with. Every district is different. Some districts have been doing, there's been no cell phones active in the classroom for several years. Some have just let it go because it hasn't been abused. I honestly don't know what it is here, and I'm not here to tell you what to do. I do think there's gonna be something that's gonna give consistency. We don't believe, this is my personal belief, I don't want teachers being the cell phone police in the classroom. They're there to teach, the kids are there to pay attention, let's find a way to make it happen, one way or the other. So our approach in the assembly was more of, we need to iron this out, so it's not really with the governor, it's not really with the Senate, it's kind of on its own, so that will be a negotiation. I mean, it's important, as taxpayers, you all know, we pay good money for good education. Teachers know they work hard, right? Listen, I've been married to a teacher for 37 years. I hear about it every single night when I come home. When I leave here, I'll hear about it again today. About how these kids sometimes aren't paying attention because they're being distracted. So we want them to do well, we gotta give them the opportunity.
For your information, we implemented it at the beginning of the year.
Smart move. And there's gonna be some money out there for those who need the devices, whatever they can purchase. Some places don't need them. The kids just put them in an envelope and they're fine. And there are exceptions, there are patients. I know, as a pharmacist, I can tell you that I know kids that, have a little patch on there to monitor their sugar, their glucose. Those devices, that maybe is an instance where they need to have the phone, and that's the exception rather than the rule. Any questions from anybody?
We know you have.
Thanks for the update on electric bus.
Yeah,
And for being here.
Well, yeah, I know Peter has an interest in transportation, to say it mildly, but try to be reasonable. I think, like anything else, it's always well intentioned, just that it doesn't always get packaged properly. All right?
No, Dom, we appreciate you taking your time.
Thank you very much.
No,
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
All right, so we will get back to what most people were looking for tonight, which is the exciting tenure. So we're gonna get back down to pupil services and go to Danielle at this point, and I'm sure she's got a mix of things to say to us.
Hi, everybody. I do. I'll go through this stuff quickly so we can get to the, the exciting things. But I was told today that tonight is supposed to be like one of those warm and fuzzy meetings. And some of these things are kind of tied into warm and fuzzies. I think, we are in the thick of annual review season. I'm sorry for going back between my patch and my glasses here. Annual review season, and we have been holding them in person, really trying to get parents to come in, sitting down as a team at the table, and really like talking about and discussing each of our students, rather than being on a screen. And I can tell you, it has been such a pleasure to be a part of these meetings. All I see really, like parent participation has been great. They're very involved with their students, or their children's just educational decision making, and I can say that each professional that sits down at this table has a positive and caring approach to what they are doing with the students, and it's very, very impressive, and it's really nice to be a part of. So we still have many more annual reviews to come, but I like this opportunity too because it allows me the chance to get to know people, and also I think people to get to know each other. Whereas, that's really important that we all feel like kind of we're all on the same team together when we're, working together for our kids. And Peter, kind of like what you were saying, like these professionals work very, very hard to make sure that they're meeting the needs for these kids. Variety of needs, and that's kind of like the people that I am going to be honoring tonight. They work with our most challenging students, and they come every day, positive and clean slate, and it's admirable. Summer PD opportunities. I think a lot of this there's going to be a PD committee, planning for some of this training that's going to be, that's very important for our staff. Again, to support our neediest students. So I'm looking forward to that. And honestly, I can't believe we're already doing ESY planning and summer school planning. It's mid-March, but it's gonna happen and it's gonna come quickly. So we are right now kind of surveying staff, seeing who's interested, and I'm just speaking from the special ed perspective, like there's a lot of people who want to come this summer, and I think it'll be great, I think. So we're doing that. And I do have to give a shout out. I feel like in my role, I have to give shout outs to everyone constantly because everything has a moving piece. Everything is a puzzle in terms of getting, kids to the programs that they need to go. Megan was mentioning transportation and all these out of district placements, and it really takes a lot of coordination and a lot of time and a lot of effort amongst a lot of people. And poor Brad, he was one of those people that I was calling a lot lately about, hey, got a kid, gotta go here, kid that's gotta go here. And he's been very patient, and he's been doing whatever he can to meet the needs for these kids. And I have to thank Megan too, because she's been a big part of that, because it's not easy to coordinate, transporting kiddos everywhere. So I don't have my, the people that I'm honoring or recommending for tenure tonight listed. So they're just I'm gonna go in alphabetical order. They're all here tonight. So when I saw the list of the folks that I get to recommend, all those warm, fuzzy feelings came, and I just feel like honored to write these for you folks. So I'm going to start with Mr. Cooley. It is my honor to write this letter of recommendation for tenure for social worker, Mr. Deshaun Cooley. Over the past 4 years, Mr. Cooley has provided unwavering and dedicated support to the families, students, and faculty of Rensselaer City School District. He is a strong advocate for his students, and his commitment to their well-being and success has been exemplary. His work has focused on serving students grades K through 5. He provides individual and group counseling to students as outlined on their individualized education plans, fostering essential coping skills that enhance their classroom performance and overall well-being. His impact extends beyond individual counseling sessions as he plays a pivotal role on the students' response teams, managing and de-escalating potential crisis situations, and helping our students and school remain safe. His strong relationships with students help them navigate demanding situations, regulate their emotions, and build resilience. He works closely with families to provide access to external services and acts as a vital advocate in their child's education. He connects families with community support, including mental health agencies and comprehensive care providers. Importantly, he has proven himself to be a well-respected and highly regarded colleague and an invaluable district employee. He's an active participant in classroom team discussions that focus on student-centered interventions. He consults with teachers and administration, providing suggestions to keep students safe and ready to learn in the classroom. He's been an active participant in educational committees, including the instructional support team, attendance committee, building and safety committee, and MTS development team. Within the classroom, he has helped establish the PACS Good Behavior Game and Zones of Regulation programs. He has co-facilitated a Boys Council for At-Risk Young Men and has served as the district coordinator for the New York State Mentoring Program. Currently, he is working to develop a Rensselaer City School District version of the Big Brother, Big Sister program to allow older student role models to build relationships with younger students. In conclusion, I wholeheartedly recommend Mr. Cooley for tenure. His exceptional clinical perspective and unwavering commitment to students and families of the Rensselaer City School District make him a more than deserving candidate for tenure. I'm confident he will continue this important work in the district and positively impact students in the district for years to come. So this is for, this letter is for Mrs. Kristen Darby. It is my great privilege to write this letter in support of Mrs. Darby's tenure as a special education teacher at Van Rensselaer Elementary School. During my time working alongside with Mrs. Darby, I have witnessed her exceptional dedication, expertise, and profound positive influence on her students and colleagues alike. Mrs. Darby works tirelessly with our youngest learners, many of whom face significant challenges that impact their ability to engage in the classroom. She approaches each child with individualized care, empathy, and commitment to their well-being. Regardless of the emotional and physical demands of her role, she begins every day with a positive attitude, offering a fresh start and unconditional positive regard. Her students thrive under her guidance and clearly rely on her stability, encouragement, and support as they navigate their days. Beyond her work in the classroom, Mrs. Darby actively contributes in team meetings, is instrumental in the creation of individualized behavior intervention plans. She collaborates with members of PPS department to address the needs of students that require emotional and crisis support. She's deeply reflective in her practice, continuously striving to enhance her instructional strategies, emotional support, and classroom environment to help every child succeed. Her creativity in developing interventions, combined with openness to feedback and collaboration with her teams, highlights her commitment to growth and her ability to adapt to students' ever-changing needs. Entering Mrs. Darby's classroom is inspiring. The energy and enthusiasm she brings to her work is infectious, and her classroom radiates a sense of joy and purpose. Whether co-teaching or leading a small group, she's always prepared, organized, and flexible, responding to unexpected challenges with professionalism. She's developed strong partnerships with parents and families, ensuring a team approach to her student success. She has worked alongside her colleagues in administration to develop and implement programs tailored to meet the needs of each student. She's an invaluable asset to our district, and I'm certain she will continue to make a lasting impact on our students, families, and staff for years to come. 3 more to go. This is great to be able to write. Okay. This is for Ms. Mary Fran. It is my privilege to write this letter of recommendation for tenure for Ms. Mary Frances Jeroman. Her impact on the Rensselaer school community is profound, and when you first meet her, it only takes moments to realize you are in the presence of a true legend. As Mr. Palmer and many others will often say, Mary Frances truly is the GOAT, the greatest of all time. Mary Frances began her time 4 years ago, hired as a school psychologist, a new position made possible through the AWARE grant. She was recruited by our previous director of PPS, Dr. Amy Prabhakaran, who when I reached out said, Mary Fran is who I want to be when I grow up. She was my mentor as a psychologist from day one and continues to inspire me. Through her time here, her influence has expanded beyond the classroom. She frequently visits homes, collaborates with community providers, and offers invaluable consultation to her classroom teams. The perspective she brings to student behavior provides her colleagues with insight and guidance in the best ways to support him. Her gift lies in empowering others, helping colleagues use their own strengths and view any obstacle as an opportunity. Mary Frances will never be found sitting in her desk at her office. In her office at her desk. She is simply a blur on the 3rd floor, PPS suite, running from one task to the next. You will find her with students, but you will always find her with students regardless if that means in the hallways, in their homes, or sitting on classroom carpets. She's boots on the ground service and meets students where they are, supporting them through their struggles, but holding firm to their expectations. Her leadership as a committee on preschool special education, as a chairperson on the preschool special education committee, has been invaluable to the district. This important but endless role requires constant coordination amongst community providers, school officials, and families. No matter how difficult a meeting may be, by the end, she leaves parents feeling validated, comforted, and empowered as active decision makers in their child's education. Her unwavering positive regard for others and her commitment to service is truly admirable. She sets an exemplary standard for all of us in the field of education. Mary Fran embodies the school's mission to help students believe in themselves, accept learning as a lifelong process, and determine their own futures. Her dedication, expertise, and compassion make her an invaluable asset to our district. So that's why I'm recommending her for today. So for Mr. Johnson, it is my pleasure to be recommending tenure for Mr. Christopher Johnson as a school counselor for the Rensselaer City School District. Mr. Johnson joined the PPS department 4 years ago as a newly created position through the AWARE grant. While his initial focus was to be a social media specialist, since then he has taken on multiple roles, shifting his responsibilities to meet the ever-changing needs of the students and the district. On any given day, you may see Mr. Johnson in classrooms, leading SEL instruction, facilitating team meetings, providing crisis support, or assisting his colleagues in any way he can. Mr. Johnson pushes into classrooms to provide students with fun and exciting SEL instruction. He's responsible for implementing the Too Good for Violence program in the elementary school, as well as the PACS behavior game. He's currently working to implement Second Step as a foundational social-emotional learning program. He is a facilitator of the peer mediation program, which encourages appropriate conflict mediation skills. And he is also currently working to create an Rensselaer City School District Big Brother, Big Sister program to allow older student role models to have relationships with the younger students. Chris has been responsible for delivering 24 digital wellness lessons for students at the secondary level and presented this curriculum at the What's Great in Our State Conference in 2023. Additional trainings he's pursued has included suicide prevention training, therapeutic crisis intervention, comprehensive school threat assessment, pyramid aviation, and zones of regulation. Mr. Johnson always makes himself available to support others with his expertise in tech support, creating graphics, newsletters, and flyers for the PPS team. He assists with creating yearly master schedules. He serves on the 504 committee and is now the facilitator of the elementary instructional support team. As a colleague, Chris has proven himself to be a true asset to his department. He's very well respected amongst his peers. He will be the first to suggest a morale-building activity, knowing how important it is to have a healthy and fun working atmosphere. I have the utmost confidence that Mr. Johnson will continue this important work to improve the outcomes of our students and the Rensselaer City School District for years to come. Last but certainly not least, it is my pleasure to recommend Ms. Shannon Lang for tenure. She has served the junior-senior high school for the past 4 years, into one of which I had the pleasure of almost a full year of supervising. Shannon entered the district with a wealth of experience and an outlook that focuses on serving all students, no matter the challenges they face. Not only in my observations, but in the daily interaction I've seen how Shannon truly cares about each one of her students and approaches their learning from an individual and trauma-informed perspective. Her dedication to fostering a positive and inclusive learning environment has made a significant impact on our students and their families. One can say that her classroom exudes acceptance and just feels good. Shannon has formed meaningful, trusting relationships with her students and families and is creating an atmosphere where students feel valued and heard and understood. Knowing this is the only way to have students ready for learning. Her ability to connect with students on a personal level is truly remarkable and sets her apart as an exceptional teacher. In addition to her strong rapport with students and families, she works closely with her colleagues to best meet the needs of students with special needs. She regularly participates in professional development opportunities and is constantly striving to improve her practice and stay current with teaching strategies and methodologies. She participates in our school community, serves as the 9th grade class advisor, after-school tutor, and chaperones for games, events, and class trips. Her dedication to her students goes above and beyond the requirements for her role. To Shannon, all students are her students, regardless if they have or do not have special needs. She recognizes that our students are everyone's responsibility, who all deserve the opportunity to succeed. It is without reservation that I recommend Shannon Lang for tenure. I have no doubt that she will continue this important work for years to come. Everybody? I do have pictures of everyone. They're coming. They're gonna be on the website somewhere today.
Thank you. Thank you. We're gonna go from our RTA now.
Okay. All right, so a few things going on this month. Miss Leonard's 8th grade English classes have started their Literature Circles unit. Literature Circles are structured book clubs where students have a choice of novels to read, and then they take the lead on discussion within their groups. The kids are reading Clap When You Land by Elizabeth Acevedo, The Crossover by Kwame Alexander, or Ghost by Jason Reynolds, all of which are award-winning authors. Miss Leonard worked with Mr. Higgs's freshman honors English class to modernize scenes from Shakespeare's Macbeth and perform them from the class. The students rewrote the scenes in modern English, planned their costumes and props, and then entertained their peers with a 2025 version. Which is that's hard. Mrs. Herrick, Mr. Higgs, and Miss Leonard accompanied the 9th and 10th grade English honors classes to Shakespeare and Company in Lenox, Massachusetts to see a performance of Macbeth on Friday, February 28th. The play is fresh in the 9th grade minds as Miss Leonard and Mr. Higgs helped them act out the tragedy in class prior to the play, complete with swords, crowns, and fancy hats. Students Against Drunk Driving got the, or defensive driving, I don't know, Got the school engaged in just, okay, there you go. You can tell how old I am. Got the school engaged in Random Acts of Kindness Week in February by sharing their over 225 anonymously secret smile messages to students and staff, and over 100 positive sticky notes around the school. Many people shared how those little actions brighten their day. SAD also spread awareness for Sleep Awareness Week in March. They shared some sleep facts and statistics on the announcements and promoted a pajama day throughout school. Caitlin Quackenbush's Global 10 classes had several simulations in class to experience the Cold War, including the rise and fall of the Berlin Wall, and acted as President Kennedy's advisor during the Cuban Missile Crisis. For the Berlin Wall, students were divided by a streamer wall, where in the east they were given government-issued broken pencils and torn paper to write letters to their friends on the other side, while those on the west drew graffiti and pristine Crayola markers to add to the wall in protest. As Kennedy's advisor, they looked through CIA photographs and reports to advise the president on the best actions to take over the course of the 13 days during the Cuban Missile Crisis. During this unit, students also had the opportunity to bring history to life by interviewing family members and school staff about their own experiences during the Cold War. And one other thing, we as RTA want to congratulate our members on receiving tenure this evening.
I add one more thing to the RTA, two more things. It was a pleasure getting to know Mr. Etter this week. We look forward to working with him the next few weeks. And I also wanted to just quickly say thank you to Mrs. Lekis for helping us out with a benefit issue that arose over the last week. She attacked it like she attacks most things. She got it done, and she followed through, and she made sure that things happened and went in the right way. So thank you both, and thank you also to my colleagues who got tenure this year. Each and every one of you bring a different perspective for our students, and you're very good at your job. It's sometimes a demanding job, but each and every one of you come here and rise to the occasion each and every day. So thank you on behalf of the kids of Rensselaer.
Thank you, Brad.
All right, so Brad jumped on that one. I just want to introduce to the board Jack Hatter. He's here to help us out temporarily, fill in the gap. He's been around about trying to learn everybody's name, actively in the classroom. He's wearing the brightest ties so nobody runs him over. Jack's been a pleasure to be around, and certainly fun conversations from a seasoned veteran who's been around a little bit.
Welcome.
Jack, you want to say anything?
You told me I couldn't talk.
For long.
For long.
You had to ditch the 45
Chairman
minutes.
also threatened to me if I talk. Very happy to be here, a warm welcome, a great group of staff and kids in that building. It's, it's really been a pleasure, and I'm very happy to be here.
Thank
you. That you're here.
Thank you.
And along those lines, I'd like to thank the staff for such a warm welcome to our,
Absolutely.
our helper here. I'm not going to go on long about this one, but I do want to recognize, and we will have a longer discussion later, that in this agenda, we also we're going to approve Bob's retirement. So I just don't want that to go unnoticed. We will have a lot more words as we approach the end of the year for you, Bob. But I didn't want this to fly under the radar because
We'll tell
it's a
them
big
tomorrow.
job. Probably not. After this, you won't talk to me. And then another thing I'd like to say is in all of my educational career, haven't done 11 tenure recommendations in one meeting. The fact that this room is full of teachers, family, students, people who have committed 2 hours of their time to come recognize this demonstrates what I believe to be the heart of what we call family here. We are here for each other, and we are here for the kids, and that's why 11 people are getting tenure. I also want to make sure that none of this feels watered down. There are 11 wonderful letters being read, where in a normal meeting, when this might happen, there might be 3. Please don't think that this is normal. This is awesome.
Yeah.
This is awesome, and my heart is warmed from it and from the fact that so many people are here. Then we'll get to tenure. I have two for me. The first one is for Rita Fisher. I offered to write it, and Jeff insisted that he write it, so I'm going to still have the honor to read it. So I'll start with that one. I'm pleased to be recommending Rita Fisher for tenure. Rita has been under my direct supervision for a number of years at this point. She began her time with us as a special education teacher and earned her tenure in that area due to her tremendous expertise in that field. A few years ago, Ms. Fisher decided she wanted the opportunity for her own classroom and changed tenure areas. It should be noted that changing tenure areas is unusual and most educators would not even entertain the idea. I credit Rita for having the courage to do so and following her desired career path despite the uncertain outcome. As I knew she would, Ms. Fisher has flourished in her new role as kindergarten teacher. As with any transition, there were ups and downs. With that being said, I am beyond impressed with her improvement in the past few years in this very different position. I've had the opportunity to observe her teaching a number of times, and I am convinced she will continue to be an effective educator in our school for years to come. As a teacher, she has developed a wonderful rapport with all of her students and families. She has demonstrated an amazing ability to build relationships with her students, which results in a wonderful learning environment. She has consistently demonstrated her natural talent as a teacher who is able to seamlessly blend many different instructional approaches into her lessons, allowing her to meet the diverse needs of her students. In addition to her hard work in the classroom, Rita has served our district in many ways. She has been an active participant in the PTA. She has served as the coordinator for our annual color run for a number of years. Rita has also been the treasurer for classroom and club-related transactions. She has worked with secondary students in need of credits and experiences for the past few years. In addition, Rita continues to engage in her own educational journey as she's currently working on earning her Master's Plus 60 credits achievement. I applaud Ms. Fisher for her efforts in not only the classroom, but beyond it as well. In closing, I consider Rita Fisher to be a highly effective educator and an asset to our school. I highly recommend her for tenure as a teacher in the Rensselaer City School District. The last recommendation for tenure is for Megan Leckes. I, as a superintendent, don't often get the opportunity to recommend an admin team for tenure. This will be my fourth in my career. So the teams don't change out that often, and the ability to recommend tenure to my admin team comes along very infrequently. It is an honor for me to be able to do so, and I love the opportunity. Megan Leckes is, without question, the strongest business official that I have ever worked with in my career. As a certified business administrator myself, I can confidently tell you she has been an asset to the Rensselaer City School District in ways that most will never fully appreciate. What is even more valuable is Megan's experience. She was brought to our district in 2016 to stop a fiscal freefall and design sound fiscal practices. Megan has done all of that and more. She's cleaned up the books, applied for past owed aid, identified other unpaid revenues, restructured district debt, led the implementation of sound fiscal policies, redesigned the business office operations, put in place a long-term strategy, and helped to educate the Board of Education so that the mistakes of the past are not repeated. Megan keeps a laser focus on spending while prioritizing the needs of students. Her knowledge of every aspect of the business office is impressively both broad and deep. Megan can and has taken on all of the roles in her office as our district experienced staff turnover. In each case, Megan knows the details of the entire job so well that she used the opportunity to redesign processes to be more efficient and more accurate. Peers often contact Megan for assistance and advice. She thrives as a regional leader in the field and offers her knowledge and expertise generously. Frankly, other schools in our region really don't appreciate how much money she has saved all of us in her roles as the treasurer of the RCG Health Consortium and the chairperson of the Workers' Compensation Consortium. That requires dedication well beyond any normal work week, and she consistently embraces that challenge. In addition to her numerous responsibilities, Megan serves as the regional committee chairperson for the Health and Wellness Committee, where she actively champions employee well-being and continuously seeks new opportunities to enhance workplace wellness. Under her guidance, our own Health and Wellness Committee has become a model for others to follow. Beyond her professional commitments, Megan is deeply dedicated to community service. She regularly volunteers with Sidewalk Warriors Troy, providing support to those in need. Every spring since I arrived as superintendent, she has also been seen on the weekends contributing to district beautification efforts in preparation for spring and early summer events. Her unwavering commitment, I'm gonna add in here, ad lib, and she won't let me take a picture of her when she's doing that kind of work. Her unwavering commitment to both her colleagues and the broader community exemplifies her dedication to service and leadership. Megan completed her certification for School District Business Leader in 2021, and the district recognized that additional accomplishment by changing her position from a civil service business manager to a certified business administrator. It is my pleasure to recommend her for tenure in this administrative position now. Thank you.
Oh, wow.
You know, we've been married for 2.5 years, you already got tenure at home.
All right.
How come you haven't?
That was for my protection.
That was wonderful. These are the things that we love, and this was a lot tonight. And I have to say that the next thing on our agenda is actually invitation for visitors to address the board. And I know there's a group of students in the room, and probably jumping at the bit to get home, right? But they're typically not this long, our meetings. But there's some good things happening tonight. I think it's great that you guys could hear all these wonderful things. Do any of you have anything you'd like to ask us about your evening so far that you spent with us?
Yes, you got that right.
You're here for government, right, all of you?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for coming. You don't have to come just for government. Please feel free to come back. We love to hear, student perspectives as well. None of them are ever shy about talking except for right now. I can't ever get that to sound
This is my second meeting.
Okay.
That I've been to, and I love them. I just think it's so great that you guys care about us. Like I said the first time I was here that like you never know what's going on the inside, and like to see that you guys like actually care about us, it means a lot to me. Like,
thank you.
Thank you. And I love Mr. Cardash, he's my guy.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's also nice to see the teachers that are good and that I like get tenure.
The teachers that
You
are
are
good.
too. I have 31 absences, okay?
Well, you all say that out loud.
Strike that from the record, take that one out.
Hey, Jack, she mentioned that this is a long meeting. How long were your meetings in your prior district?
If we get out, we start at 6, if we get out before 11, that was an early evening.
You don't pay me enough for
There you
that.
go.
But also,
Wait, you get
I
paid?
didn't have to come in until 9 the next morning, so.
Megan?
You're not getting any dump money?
You're just a clerk being so you keep it short.
Yeah.
No, or threatened was the word I think I used.
We are not above that here. No. Absolutely not.
I've been working with Angel all week.
Questions on these?
There is some items in red, hopefully the board has seen those, Joe brought them to our attention before, so we probably don't have any questions about those. If you wanna bring them up at all, Joe?
No, if you have questions, if you don't have questions, we
No.
can move them.
So I'm gonna move the remainder of the agenda, because I'd like to see we actually vote on these tenures and we can get these happy people out of the way. So I motion to move the remainder of the agenda. Stacy, Jim, all in favor?
Aye.
I am gonna motion that we, go into executive session. So everyone is free to go, but unfortunately, don't be jealous. Brad, I need you to stay for a little bit.
You'll need them. first
Can
and
I have a
second.
motion to go into executive session, please? Not that you want. Thank you. Stacy and Marquis, all in favor? Aye. I always screw that up.